Hi, I'm Carrie White here at ITSEC Orlando, and I'm here with Seth from Optitrack. So Seth, there's been a lot of buzz around your booth as being the dancing girl booth. So tell me a little bit about what you have going on back here.
Sure, yeah. So this is optical motion capture. So this is the same technology that's used in the game and film world for animation purposes. We also sell a lot into the simulation market, robotics, virtual reality, a whole host of applications. So today we're showing full body motion capture. In addition to that, we have some quad tracking, which you can see starting to lift off right about now.
Right.
And in all cases, what we're tracking with is the cameras that you'll see mounted up on the truss, though. So those are kind of the heart of our technologies, the camera-based tracking. Yeah, so we're showing real-time tracking today.
Great. So how many cameras do you have mounted up there doing the tracking?
Right now we have 22 cameras that we use for tracking, and then we have 2 extra, which we're using for what we call reference video, which is essentially just kind of a traditional video feed of the scene that you see here in front of you. We can track with as few as 2 cameras, and we go up to as many as several hundred, depending on the application.
Now, what does she have attached to her that the cameras are tracking? Explain that.
That's just retro reflective material, which means it's not only reflective, but it actually focuses the light in a very kind of focused pattern back to the camera. So what they see when they're looking at her is just a bunch of very bright spots on a black background. And then, from there, all the cameras basically are comparing those bright spots and triangulating to form the position of those dots. And from there, we build that out into a full body data.
Wonderful. And so what type of companies use your tracking sensors and trackers?
We sell, in the animation world, we sell to visual effects studios and game developers, anywhere from like the largest game studios in the world to small indie developers. We sell in the military market, we sell into virtual reality, biomechanical analysis, sports analysis. This is a big new market for us recently. We have a bunch of professional golfers that are swinging on our systems, and we're tracking the full club and body, including the shaft deflection and the impact location, so very fine measurements. We sell a lot into metrology, which is kind of the science of very fine measurements, to auto manufacturers that are wanting to track the deformation of the hood of a car during a wreck, or tires at certain inflation points, and basically any application you can think of where you would want to track with very high precision what's happening to something, we're probably selling into that.
And you had mentioned earlier that you're selling into the film industry as well. Tell me a little bit about that. That's kind of exciting.
Yeah, that's really where motion capture kind of has its most visible presence in terms of being a little bit more of a ubiquitous technology. So we sell to film studios that build massive sets. When I talked about the hundreds of cameras, typically that's what you see on these really big film sets. Maybe instead of having one dancer, we'll have 15 performers out on a live action set with green screen and motion capture and these really big elaborate practical effects, these big elaborate sets. So those are some of the most exciting systems that we sell, obviously just because the sex appeal on a huge film set's pretty high. So
wonderful. Well, Seth, thank you so much for talking to me today. It was great learning more about the Optitrack, and for more coverage, stay tuned to ITSEC 2014.